Right. All
Looks
right.
like looks like we have another live show on our hands here.
That is correct. We are live
We are
on our YouTube channels.
YouTube.
Uh, our YouTube channels, Transparency and Merit, Inflammatory Talk, and our X channels, Walk Against the Woke, Mr. Midnight Movie, and also Inflammatory Talk. The title of our show is called The Sexual Revolution and Male Jealousy.
Mm.
The
Yes.
yes,
Such
changing,
such
yes,
such a relevant topic. Um, Not only in my life, but in my dad's life and in people's lives. I mean, it just, as much as I'd like to say I have zero jealousy, it creeps up on me and it gets me sometimes. I hate that, but it's something I've kind of kind of worked on over my life. I'm by no means a master.
yes. Well, the sexual revolution, which took place primarily in the 60s and 70s,
Mhm.
significantly altered societal norms around sexuality, relationships, and gender roles. Here's how some could relate to male sexual jealousy. Changing norms. Before the sexual revolution, societal norms in many Western countries emphasized sexual restraint, particularly for women.
Yes.
Marriage was often seen as the only acceptable context for sexual activity.
And interestingly, before marriage was really, a state certified thing, for some reason, it became, there was a lot of dispute and controversy over that. But before that, before marriage as we know it happened here in America and mostly worldwide, um, if two people had sex, that that actually meant marriage.
Oh yes, oh yeah,
So
and the shotgun wedding, and if you had a child, it was unacceptable.
yeah, oh yeah,
Unacceptable.
that was even more of a, for sure. Like if you had a child,
Yeah,
yeah, you're locked down,
yeah.
and that is certainly a thing. And of course, the big the big nuclear bomb in all of this was birth control.
Yeah, well, that really, Joey, I believe that really put on the sexual revolution.
Yeah.
And before, sex outside of marriage was, I mean, it did happen, but
Oh yeah.
it was
it,
far
it
less.
was there. It was there. There was definitely, it was looked down upon, and it wasn't popular with the social elites and whatnot. But but it definitely happened. Just like drugs happen, people seem to forget, and they don't, maybe don't think like people were doing some of the hard drugs back, in the 30s and early and before, and they were. It's just was a different, just had a different kind of look.
Now, my aunt, by the way, did a. This was in 1940. She did a study on drugs
Hmm.
back in the day, and you mean there were drug addicts
Oh yeah.
back in the 30s and 40s. Um,
Oh, even in the 1800s, and Sherlock Holmes
yeah,
did his fair share of cocaine and
yeah.
all that. So absolutely, there was a culture to it. It wasn't even, I think, like
Well, he was a
considered even
fictional character, but
underground. It was
in the
just
book,
something that
in
people
the
with
book,
means.
yeah, in the book, he did do drugs, and the same thing I believe with James Bond also did drugs as well.
I did not know that. I thought he was clean as could be.
I think he was a methamphetamine addict. Could be
Oh
wrong.
well,
I might gawk that, by the way.
yes.
The drug problems of our characters.
I think Angela commenting?
Is she?
I don't know. I smell something.
Oh, yes. So,
Hello.
divorce did not
Looking.
happen. Yeah. Okay. Morphine was big, and morphine was big. We'll get
Yeah.
into drugs some other time, but let me just hit on contraception and feminism, the advent of the birth control pill, and the rise of the feminist movement
Mhm.
played crucial roles. These allowed for greater sexual freedom for women, leading to a shift in power dynamics and relationships. Um, to a degree, that is absolutely true. And women no longer had to be tied to, I guess, the kitchen or the birthing place. I mean, they could have sex without.
Well, something strange is happening now with sex is almost becoming militarized, and and I yesterday watched the original 1984. I was trying to escape my mind for a couple hours, and I watched the original 1984. And if we are not very close, if not already living in that existence, where you know, where can love conquer the corporate regimes?
Joey, have you
And
seen the movie Touch of Evil?
I
I
don't
sent
know if
it
I've
to you.
seen it.
It's Orson Welles. It's actually
No, you know what? I may have maybe in my college, whatever days, but like I got to see that again.
yeah, I
I
sent
do
it to you.
remember it.
It's free on YouTube, by the way.
Nice.
But the impact on male sexual jealousy,
Mm,
the increase in competition perceived of threat, with women having more sexual autonomy, there
mm,
might have been, there's an increase in male jealousy due to the perceived competition. Men might feel more threatened by the possibility of their partners being with others due to the newfound freedom. And I think to a degree, there's a lot of myth around the sexual revolution. Um, it wasn't, because I've talked to people in the 60s who lived through that time, and they all kind of say if you were a good looking guy, you got the sex from the females. If you weren't, it wasn't so good. There were exceptions to those rules, but exceptions prove the rule, Joey. Um, and In the shift in relationship dynamics, control, and power, traditional relationships where men often held more control over sexual decisions saw a shift. I don't know how true this is, and I actually, it's something that I grokked. The change could provoke jealousy as men might feel they have less control over their partner's sexual choices.
okay.
And I mean, yeah, people like, yeah, they always, and by the way, both couples often feel that one is cheating on the other, and there's a lot of bad things happening.
There
Um,
there is a lot of that. Yeah. There's a lot of games that can be played and emotions can be tooled with, and but the jealousy rages on.
um, Shift in relationship dynamics. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Control traditional relationships. Okay, let's cultural shifts in expectations. Monogamy versus polyamory. The sexual relation question questioned the exclusivity of monogamy. While many embraced this openness, for others this often heightened jealousy, particularly if one partner was more open to non-monogamous arrangements than the other. And I've never had an open relationship. Um, so I don't know. I mean, again, when I was younger, I was very insecure, and there's a lot of things with male insecurity.
We came from a different time, dude. There was a far more security and safety even in sexual relationships than there is now. And so yeah. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. I think that was more of a that's more of a Gen X or even Boomer thing. I don't think millennials have that as much. I think there's a lot more, you know, there's a lot more openness when it comes to that, and it's I don't know if you remember Fiona Apple. She had a video, and I always kind of mark that as kind of the beginning of that mentality, but it was probably around. I know it was around much longer, but I think at that point when I can't remember the name of the damn song, but um, I do feel like that became far more mainstreamed and yeah, and it hits hard because if you are jealous and if you're not accepting of someone who has multiple loving relationships and you're not ready for that, it's a real heartbreaking kind of thing. And wow, it's definitely a learning lesson, but how else do you learn it but except kind of experiencing it or seeing it? And I don't know. I don't know how somebody else like learns about these things because it's not really taught. It's kind of kept hidden under the rug, and it's very easy to cover up. And if you come at it, the harder you come at like trying to find out what's going on. Um, there's almost like this like you don't get this, do you? And that can really get under uh, uh, get into the psyche. It could really have an impact. Does that
You
make
know,
any sense, or did I just ramble on?
you know,
Rambling on.
well, I kind of want to say
Yeah.
that the way the media has portrayed the 60s with the sexual revolution, in my opinion, um, I think is that they've given to a large extent an unrealistic picture of it,
Mhm.
and it's been commercialized. And when you commercialize it, you're going for hype, and you're not necessarily going for reality. One of the things in the project that you and I have talked about is I want to deal with uh, the sexual revolution from the incels point of view, because incels have been around since time immemorial, but the incel really came of age, Joey, during the sexual revolution, because that's when really getting laid was what it was all about. And I think a lot of male anger and male criminality might just be rooted in male sexual jealousy. I don't know if you'd have a comment on that, but that's what I am observing.
Maybe you can paraphrase that. I don't think I quite got it. I was looking at Angela's bizarre comment that only on rare occasions should someone quit marriage. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. Like that is clearly somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. But go ahead and paraphrase what you were saying.
I'm going to paraphrase that the the incels came about. I mean,
Oh yeah.
during the sexual revolution, because
Oh right. Of course, because a lot of guys were not ready polyamory and things that was much easier for a woman to get into, to be honest. I mean, or you know, there's a look strata. So if you weren't if you weren't in the upper strata, say, right there you go, you got your incels built right in.
And the whole incel movement, the and again, I think a lot of the a lot of these troubles and a lot of, in my opinion, criminal behavior just might be rooted in male sexual jealousy.
Yes.
And
Maybe the master the master over there is right though. Like, it's maybe incels always have existed because there's always been ugly people. That's actually not a bad comment. I mean, there's
well,
always been that frustration for
I mean, it
sure.
was
The
Cyrano
incel
de
thing.
Bergerac.
What's that?
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Oh, Cyrano de Bergerac is a good incel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, it was more romantic than it was a sexual revolution. It was
Right.
more of a romantic, like no girls wanted to date him. I mean, he didn't have sex, but um,
He
basically,
could woo them with his words, but not with his face.
and I'm just checking out here, Joey. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, even I come from questionable stock. Um,
Yeah.
some of my relatives are woo, yikes, but that never stopped them. There's someone for everyone, and they found them.
You know, in bitterness brewed, the incel mindset isn't just about not getting dates. It's about feeling wronged by society. The sexual revolution to them was like society saying you're free to participate, but then having the goalpost moved.
Yeah, right. Lucy pulling the football.
And it's like, we're told, these bars, two girls for every guy, and it's always a lie. There's always more poles than holes, Joey. And, you know,
I don't know anymore if that's even accurate. Like, there's just a bunch of holes and sticks and stones, and who knows? Like, it seems like a bit of a free for all.
well, I have an overweight family member,
Mm,
female, and she one time told me, and I'm an overweight male, and she told me all guys want to do is bang me and leave me. And
right.
I really wish that I had the problems
I
you
know.
have.
Wah, wah, wah. Cry me a river.
Yeah, wait.
Jeez.
Can I get the same from women? Can they snoop me and leave me? Can I
Right.
get that?
Where, right.
They're using. I want to be used just like you, fatty fat.
Strip Brian and leave him. Come
Yeah,
on, ladies.
they only want to ride my pole. And she was upset because they wanted to dunk her hole. And I was like, I wish chicks would just want to ride my pole and leave me. I don't care about a relationship. I was there to get my Snooki Pops. Felt good.
Right.
You know, it's harder for an overweight male than it is for an overweight female to get
Oh,
affection.
I think by far the number one disqualifier is baldness for men. It's awful. Uh, it definitely. So you first of all, you have to find a woman who doesn't mind it or is attracted to it, and meanwhile, how many men have full heads of hair? Like, most of them. So if you don't fall into that, like, again, a woman has many squirrely haired men. She, all the squirrely haired men at her fingertips,
Joey,
basically.
do you know Elon cured his baldness?
Oh yeah, so did
Matt
Tom
McConaughey.
Brady. Tom
Oh,
Brady was a baldy too. Look
yeah.
at him now.
But folks, please join us. I believe we're going to do the next show will
Yes.
be between being parented by the baby boomers versus being parented by the silent generation. You and I were raised by people of the silent generation, people born.
Oh, shoot us in the head.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I wonder how.
woe is he. There's few of us. And
Yeah,
my in my case, my dad was 36 or so. So I'm actually one of the youngest of the of those alive now with parents that were born of the silent age or generation.
yeah,
So it's kind of interesting. There's so many great um, aspects of the generational pull that I can explain, and I think we'll have a really good show on that. I think definitely everybody here tonight should be at that show as well.
yeah. By the
But
way,
if you're
Joe,
new,
did you ever see the movie? You saw The Big Chill, right?
yes, I did.
And did you see the movie that championship season?
I think I did. Strangely enough, I have a poster for that movie, but I don't think I've seen it. Don't ask.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because
I don't know anything.
it really emphasizes that championship season was written about guys born in the silent generation.
Oh, okay.
They graduated high school in 1957, 1958.
Even 1954. No,
Yeah,
well, between 54 and 58, I would say.
yeah. And then there's the Big Chill, and that's about people born in the baby boom generation.
Yeah,
And, I think the different parenting styles, a little bit more conservative.
right.
Um, and so I think the parenting styles of the silent generation versus the parenting styles of the baby boomers.
Guess what, people? Brian and I have no choice but to continue doing shows. So continue to listen, continue to support by liking. Just hit the like or subscribe or both. I don't care
Yeah,
or
yeah.
either. But yeah, that's how we're gonna. You know, that's what that's what we have to look forward to.
Did
Both of
this
us
show
have
have
no
a point,
children.
or were we just whining? We were whining like bitches. Wah,
Oh,
wah, wah.
oh my
Ooh.
God! Wait till we do that show. It's gonna be a bring your damn tissues. It's gonna be a lot of whining
It will be
and
a whine fest. Now, Joe,
dining, and no 69ing.
I've written a song on this topic,
Mhm.
and we're going to end this out with a song called "Love Revolution."
Okay.
And
Well, that's on this show's topic, right?
yeah, it is
Oh
on the
yeah.
show's topic. So let me play the song. We'll play us out. Hey guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you enjoy it. This is called Love Revolution. It is about the sexual revolution. I don't know how it's going to go, but let's listen to hear it out.
I agree. This is a short change show right here, but okay.
In a world that's breaking free, we fight to love how we please, breaking chains of old beliefs.
Polyamory, man. Polyamory.
There's a storm inside our heads, green-eyed monsters left unchecked, caught in webs of what was said, echoes of love filled with dread. Oh, but there's a storm inside our heads, green-eyed monsters left unchecked.
Master of Rope is telling the truth.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Master of Rope.
yeah.
I'm going to stick 1,000 snow chips up your anal.
I want to watch him explode. Not in that gross way.
What else
In
is
the
new? What
TNT way.
disappointed in me?
Yeah.
Times are changing, skies are clear. Still the past is hard to steer. Battles thought within our souls. New beginnings take their toll. Oh, the freedom's sweet, it's clear, but the past is lurking near. Gotta face the fears we hide. Can't let jealousy divide. Oh!
All right, guys, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below.